Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you all are having a fabulous morning. How is your Ramadan fasting going for you? It's going amazing. I thought Ramadan is supposed to be tough. I am hungry, even though sometimes I don't keep fasting. Okay, it's a little small. That's understandable. It's also cold, so it's not really that hot. So understandable. Okay, so since you guys are quite a bit more mature and quite a bit more understanding in the other classes, I'm going to be talking about something a little more depthful today. I'm going to be talking about time management and discipline. I spoke about the importance of communication skills, of English language, of all of these things. But for you people, I believe it's more important to understand that when you are learning these things, how do you manage that? Let me give you my example. As a person who is juggling so many jobs as an English language instructor, as a journalist, as a writer, and as so much more, it's no easy job for me. And right now I'm a bit more free because of the fact that it's Ramadan. In normal days I'm studying 24/7. It's not like I'm free at all. So how do I manage to juggle all of these tasks? How can you do the same? And how can you build proficiency in your daily routine or in your daily tasks? First of all, the important point is what is discipline and what is time management? Discipline is not just about doing a thing punctually. It's about doing a thing with such precision each time. When you are doing a task, it doesn't matter that you're doing it every day. It matters that you're doing it with better precision than the last time. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. So it is the task that you do every single day and you do it with punctuality. That is, when you do that task, you do that task with punctuality, and that is what we call discipline. And that is the basics of discipline. And then there is time management. Time management is that when you take these multiple different quarters or multiple different parts of your whole day and fill them into slots of your work. By slots I mean there will be times where you have to write something. So you find time for that. There will be times where you have some kind of article to read. There will be times you have a class to take. You have some friends over. You have your family time, etc., etc. So all of these things, managing these is what time management is. Now, how do we converge the both of them? It's very easy. First of all, discipline, as you all know, is the main foundation in anything. The more punctual you are, the more workaholic you are, and the more time you give that job, the more you will be able to work better and the more you will be better at that whole task as a whole. As they say, practice makes a man perfect. So instead of working yourself to the bone on one day, and just giving up and just resting for the rest of the 6 days. Instead of that, you should do something more like working all these 7 days less. You don't need to work as much. You can do less work. But what you should do is work hard and punctually each and every single day. It's continuousness that matters. The more continuous you are, the more continuity you have in your work, the more you'll be able to understand and the more you'll be able to work harder, the better you'll be at the job. Precision, as I said, precision can be achieved with experience and with doing the task again and again. When you're making a pot 50 times, you'll be able to learn how to make it. Instead of making a perfect pot, let me share a story. A teacher once told a group of students, make 5 pots that are perfect, and told the other student group that make the most pots. They may be just the worst pots, but make the most amount of pots. Do you know which group had the best pots? Not the ones that were tasked with making the best, because they only made one good and then they were chasing for perfection, which they never reached. The other group, they were just so used to making the pot that they built perfect pots every single time, and each person had made 100, 160, 170. So what does this teach us? It's not about going for perfection, it's about going and doing little bit efforts each and every single day. That is what punctuality and discipline teaches us. Now, what is time management? It's not easy to do all of these things. It's important Make your time valuable. Don't give time to everybody. You are studying. Family members come over, your guests come over. Don't give them time. Why are you wasting your valuable time? Make your time schedule. This is my time for my family. I'll be giving them that. No phone, no friends, nobody in that. This is the time I spend with my friends, no one else in that. Then the time of your study, don't make distractions. Ping, Instagram reels, TikTok, all of these things. Whenever you hear the sound of notification, the gears in your head start turning and you're like, what message would I have gotten? What reel would have the person sent me? That happens, am I right? The curiosity starts eating at you. इस तरह वो खुजली चल रही होती है कि यार ये क्या मैसेज हुआ. And until the moment you turn the phone on and you check that notification, you will not be feeling at rest. That is the psychology of these apps, of these phone apps. They want to keep you involved and they want to keep you engaged 24/7. If they could make you fall asleep with the phone on, they would make you do that. So to break out of the chain of all these apps, of all these distractions, you need to build a time schedule. Wake up early in the morning, do your tasks, exercise. If you don't want to do that, that's up to you. Everybody has preferences. Do whatever you want, do running, do exercise, do whatever you can, eat something good, then get to work. You do your work, after that give some time to your family, give some time to your friends. Then you should go out, have a walk, relax a little, eat a little. After that you can continue your day working and then juggling friends and family members. It's important to have a time schedule because without a time schedule, you are just like a philosopher without a tongue. If you are the greatest philosopher of all time, but you cannot speak your philosophies, you cannot write those philosophies, you are nothing. Because philosophy is not about what is here, philosophy is about what you are sharing. Because what we share turns and makes people see us as who we are. When you are the best person on earth, but you go into a gathering, and the first expression you have is Sangha Chaldi. People will not respect you, even if you are the smartest or the best person. First expression matters. And same goes for speaking. So if you are speaking out valuable words, you will be doing amazing. So that is what we learn from this. You will be like a philosopher without any way of transferring his knowledge. Do not waste your time and make your time valuable, because without it, inshallah, one day there will be that you will have so much to do, you will be very successful, but you will not have time to rest, to enjoy your life. And that is why it is important to make a time schedule, respect your time and time will respect you, and make yourself disciplined. That is all. Thank you so much, and I'll be meeting you guys in the next session. Next up, any questions?
As we know, you wrote a book. So, how did you imagine to write a book, and what is the message and your book on our youngsters?
Let me tell you something. The basics is that when you are writing a book or when you are doing anything, it requires a purpose. When you find a reason to do something, it's two choices: make an excuse and give up, or do the job. When I found a reason to write a book, I wrote it, I got the chance, I did it. And now you may ask, what was the reason? It was because of many different things. There were many people who asked me, when you started this journey, how did you reach this level, this stage? It's not easy, of course. People understand that it's a hard job to reach the stage where I am at. So they ask me, how did you reach here? And when I tell them that this story, they're like, yeah, sure, buddy, that's true. You don't believe me. When I share my story, they say he's just speaking nonsense. So I wanted to prove them by sharing my experiences and encapsulating them in a part of history. When you write a book, you become a part of history, a part of all the well-known people that encapsulated themselves, their soul, their writing in the shape of a book. So when I found the purpose, I did it. And it's not about when you imagined or when you did it. It's about, do you want to do it or do you don't? You either do the task or you either don't do it. There is no in between. There is no doubt. Allama Iqbal says, when you make a decision, stand on that decision. Do not go stray from that decision, because it's important to not be in the in-between. Make a decision left or right. It's up to you. Next question.
Thanks for coming here. And I have a question that, and you know that we are having two types of theories like optimism and pessimism. Optimism are people who are, optimistic people, they are successful. But what about the pessimistic people? Why they become pessimists? What is the basic reason of pessimism?
Look, I'll tell you a simple theory. Have you ever seen a poor child who is depressed?
Yes, I have seen a lot of. They are
No?
depressed.
They're not depressed, they're sad. They're not depressed. I'll correct you there, dear. They're not depressed, they're sad. Sad at their life. They're poor, they're sad at that. But they don't give up on work. You'll only see rich people that are depressed. People that have no purpose in life. People that have a purpose, Nelson Mandela, even our own Imran Khan, he has a purpose in life. So even if he is in jail, he is not depressed. He is happy with himself because he has a purpose. When you have no purpose, you only need an excuse. You know, chikala dedir said mood kharabi. So this is the same as that. When you are in a state where you want to give up, you will only find excuses to give up. And the same goes if you have a purpose, if you have something that you want to achieve in life, you will never be depressed. You will always stay optimistic. Yes, not always. You can't be always optimistic. You will have ups and downs. You will feel sad. You will feel sorrow. You will feel down at times. But you cannot feel depressed. You will, most of the time, you will be optimistic about your future, about yourself. So it's important to build a purpose, because without a purpose, it's like as if you're just nothing. Purpose makes us who we are, and that's why it's important.
Let me ask you one question. That who did give you motivation to become a successful person in your life?
Well, there were many people. It was the hardships of my parents, it was the hard work that my teachers did with me, and all of these things. But I would say myself. Look, when I start a journey, it's me and myself alone. When you come here, of course we have children here with us, but other than those, you guys came here alone. For what reason? For what purpose? To learn. You don't need inspirations from others. Those motivation that us for reels ke upar video gaano ke upar do something with that is just short-term motivation. That will not work. You should motivate yourself, because self-motivation is the best motivation. You should be inspired and happy by yourself. Say, mashallah, I came to this academy here today by myself to learn. That is the biggest motivation you can have. Be motivated and happy by yourself, because it's what matters. It doesn't matter than the people around you. You say, this person did good with me, this person. No, you did good to yourself because you did hard work for yourself. Nobody will work for you. Nobody can do your hard work for you. It's up to you. It's your job to do all of that. So you cannot just stray away and just say that this person is my inspiration, that you are your biggest inspiration.
Life is the name of challenges. If you face any challenges in your life.
Well, it's inevitable to face challenges. You see, challenges are a part of every journey. Because in a film, have you ever seen a film in which the hero is very handsome and rich and everything, and life is going smooth for him, and he just marries the love of his life and happily ever after? No. In every film, there is a climax, there are hardship, there is a villain. So same goes in life. There are always challenges. There are always hardships. This isn't a fairy tale that I would say, no, it was very easy, I did everything and it was very nice. It's not like that. Every person on the planet that is successful or up to some limit or some extent is successful. I'm not saying I'm successful, but I am up there among the people that should be considered successful. So If we speak about that, every successful person will tell you, my time schedule is very much easy. It's basically about waking up, doing your ablution, having your prayers, then you sit down, I sit down and I start my studies, and then from early in the morning until 1:30 I am studying. After that I wake up, make some coffee, I drink some coffee, and I do my exercise in about an hour after drinking coffee. After that I have my Islamic studies. Then I go back to my evening classes. After my evening classes I have some notes to recover and to contemplate about and to make myself a bit sad about. And after that, finally, I do my assignments, and that is basically it. And it's around 11 o'clock. I read either a book or watch a very interesting or watch a really knowledgeable series for an hour before sleeping. So by the time of 11 o'clock, I sleep. Next question. It was about, I believe, about how success.
So you managed to collect information on how to wrote your book.
Yeah.
How did you wrote your book?
So look dear, I didn't actually go and wrote a thesis in my book. What I wrote was my story, and my story is my experience, and my experience is in me. I don't require to recollect different kind of memories or shards of memories. No, you know yourself best. So who is a better author of you than your own self? Next question was, how can our children be like me? I am nothing in comparison to a lot of the people that are successful in our Pashtun community. It's basically about hard work. It's basically about how much work you put in. A child to be successful requires good teachers, good parents, and also a child's own investment in his work. Because when nowadays Pashtun parents, what they do is they give children phone or they just send them out the street, and how will they learn? And then teachers. Nowadays teachers don't even take teaching as a professional job. They just take it as a retirement after retirement job that will help us after we retire and we'll get money after that. They take it as that. And then you asked about flexibility in our schedule. So I'll ask you, did I say that you have a strict schedule? Did I ask that? No. But let me tell you, dear. The problem is that our people are too much harsh on themselves. Even in Islam, there is not that much harshness as our people made it. I did not tell you to make it a solid thing. What I told you is make an estimate. Like I wake up early in the morning at 7 o'clock. So my estimate is that either I sit down at 7 or either I sit down at 8, but I start studying from that time to 1:30. It's an estimate, it's not a solid conclusion. Sometimes I like to study a bit early, sometimes I study a bit late. So it's my choice. I'm not asking you to be very much strict with yourself. Be easy on yourself. Don't build such a strict type of schedule for yourself. Go easy, make a time stamp. A time, you can say a certain time period that within this time I will do this. Then in that time, if you want to do it early or late, you can do it. You can do it with flexibility. Okay, last but not least, your question was about hardships and what hardships I faced. I would say the biggest hardship was the doubt of people about me. When you're going on any kind of journey, when you're doing any kind of job, lots of people doubt you. Lots of people are confused about as if you can do it or not. So the people that said, how will he do this, how will he do that, all of those people, to prove them wrong, it was a hard journey that took me years. But in the end, I lost the main purpose. Like in the start, I wanted to do it to show people that yes, I am better and this and that. But with journey and with experiences and with knowledge, in the end, I just recognized that it doesn't even matter. Like those people, they said those things. Now they are around me, surrounding me and telling me, oh yes, this is our brother. He used to be with us all those years ago, and this is our friend. Now they are prideful, look up to me. They feel pride when they sit and stand next to me. So why does it even matter? So my biggest hardship was the feeling of trying to prove all those people wrong, but in the end it didn't even matter. What mattered was my own journey, my own experiences and what I wanted to become. That is all.